YouTubers, I'm glad you're here. I really appreciate your time in supporting my work and taking the time to watch my videos. I want to give a special shout out to all of you and thank you very much. Should I start with the distractions that are going on in North Korea or talk about our troops there in Ukraine? Well, I'll start with North Korea. North Korea fired more than 20 missiles on Wednesday in the direction of South Korea. At least one landed near the rivals' tense sea border. South Korea retaliated by firing its own test missiles, as they call it, sending some citizens to evacuate in underground shelters. If you hear noise in the background, I'm doing laundry. This is the most missiles North Korea has ever fired in one day, and the first time a short-range ballistic missile has landed near South Korea's territory since 1945. When the peninsula was divided. The launch came hours after North Korea threatened to use nuclear weapons to get the U.S. and South Korea to pay the most horrible price in history, as it intensified its fiery rhetoric targeting the ongoing South Korean U.S. military drills. They're supposed to be doing drills with aircraft that started on Monday. South Korea views these drills as an invasion rehearsal. Supposedly, one of the missiles launched by the North landed less than 40 miles from the South Korean city of Sochu on the nation's east coast, about 104 miles from Yulong, where air raid warnings had sounded. The sirens went off about 8:55 a.m., and all the people evidently evacuated to places in basements. They stayed there until about 9:15 a.m. after hearing the all-clear siren. Now, South Korea's military said North Korea had launched at least 23 missiles on Wednesday, 17 in the morning and 6 in the afternoon, off its eastern and western coasts. The North also fired more than 100 rounds of artillery from its eastern coast into a military buffer zone established in a military agreement with the South, according to the South Korea's military. The South Joint Chiefs of Staff said the firing violated the 2018 agreement. South Korea has been pressuring the U.S. to have nuclear weapons. Currently, Japan is considering buying U.S. Tomahawk missiles to deter North Korea and China, according to the Wall Street Journal. Now about information with what's going on in Ukraine. Supposedly we got American troops there to track down the billions of dollars in donated weapons. Depending on who you want to listen to, about 75% of either the weapons or the money is missing. There's evidently supposedly an arms trade going on. They're sending the weapons to other areas. I don't know if that's true, but that's the rhetoric. According to this article, it says U.S. troops on the ground conducting inspections and tracking the final destination of U.S.-provided weapons, a defense official confirmed on Monday. Today is Wednesday, November 2nd. They won't say how many U.S. troops are there, but a contingent under the defense attaché and the Office of Defense Cooperation, teams, plural, operating out of the embassy in Kiev, have initiated what are called the end-use inspection to ensure some of the $17 billion in weapons the U.S. has provided to Ukraine are accounted for. Now here it says the Department of Defense over the past several months have taken steps to update its security practices in support of the plan, the defense official said. Those steps include tallying up inventories of U.S. weapons and support equipment shipped to transit hubs in Eastern Europe before they are ultimately transferred to Ukraine. Yeah, the White House denied the presence of U.S. troops in Ukraine in March, saying the U.S. operation training missions in Poland after President Joe Biden appeared to suggest training missions were happening within Ukraine's borders, according to Access. Defense officials later made public ongoing training in Germany. This here is currently what they are admitting to. Approximately 125 soldiers from the V Corps main command post are in Poland. Approximately 1,000 soldiers from the 1st Infantry Division, 1st Infantry Division Artillery, and enablers in Poland and Latvia. Approximately 3,200 soldiers from the 2nd Brigade Combat Team, 101 1st Airborne Division in Poland, as well as the Baltic and Black Sea regions. Approximately 3,200 soldiers from the 3rd Armor Brigade Combat Team, 1st Cavalry Division in Poland. Elements of the 5th Battalion, 7th Air Defense Artillery Regiment in Poland and Slovakia. Battle groups from the U.S. Army, Europe, and Africa are deployed in Slovakia, Romania, Hungary, and Bulgaria in support of NATO. 12 F-22 Raptors and associated personnel from the 90th Fighter Squadron at Lask Air Force Base in Poland. The Bush Carrier Strike Group is deployed to the Mediterranean Sea. The Pentagon has said that units mobilized this year have been generally doing joint training with allies. Yeah, we know all these training exercises are actually a code word for fighting, but details on the day-to-day of deployment have been scarce, as the Pentagon put a blanket ban on embedding media with the units. Different things posted on Twitter. Here it says, but I thought they stated vehemently that there would never be American troops on the ground in Ukraine. Funny how that happens. Caught. Biden is quietly setting up World War III with a stealth move to put American troops on the ground in Ukraine. Oh, they're just advisors, just like we send advisors to all these other areas of conflict. Or they're contract workers, right? So it starts. U.S. military advisors in Ukraine. Won't be long before President Slippery Cup will want to send in American troops. Iraq, Afghanistan, and even Vietnam. Bring back any memories? Well, I know Vietnam very well. Another war we have no business being involved with. But this time, it's a crazy old coot. I keep telling you guys you need to watch the movie Threads. That will be an eye-opener about how World War III escalates and how most people had their head in the ground going about their daily lives and not preparing and not paying attention to anything. They're just so busy with their regular activities. I'm not. I was trying to think about a term for a person that puts their home and family first. People who put their country first, such as Putin and maybe Trump, they're called a nationalist. Maybe I should be called a homist. Another Twitter post, Biden administration is sending American troops on the ground in Ukraine. Why? Well, when you send $100 billion to Ukraine and military hardware starts showing up on the black market, you have to ask yourself, where the hell is those military assets at? Yeah, who's the Lord of War there in Ukraine? You guys know the movie I'm referring to, right? Who said American troops wouldn't be on the ground in Ukraine? American personnel is fighting the war against Russia without congressional declaration of war. If Americans die in Ukraine, you can blame DNC neoliberals, it says here. And we'll end it with this. Why the hell are American troops in Ukraine? They would not be that stupid as to maybe set of a dirty bomb in Ukraine and then blame Russia. Why is Dementia Joe so set on starting World War III? Well, we only got a week to go, so it's going to be dangerous between now and then. You know, no sitting president during a time of war has not been reelected when war broke out. So that's something for you guys to think about. This must be stopped. Millions of innocent people will die. I agree. The government's preparing. They're getting all that medication, blood transfers for people with radiation poisoning. You know darn well their bunkers are stocked. Yeah, while we just are going to be left out on the grass to glow in the dark. More than likely, you will hear on social media that, nukes are flying, missiles are flying, before you'll ever hear it on mainstream media. It'll only be about 20 minutes between first launch and impact. So don't depend on mainstream media to notify you that World War III has started, and in my opinion, it has already started. It's just in slow motion. There'll be images posted on social media of the Minuteman nukes and different things flying off. Yeah, that'll be your first warning. So what are your thoughts? Put those comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you very much for your support. Please stay safe, and I will talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.